Welcome. I was walking through the train station to work a couple of weeks ago and I just saw a homeless person sitting on the side of the walkway, and there were lots of people coming out of Flinders Street Station in this area, in the sort of the subway underneath the station. Lots of people come out through there. And he was sitting there swearing at them, telling them that they were nothing and telling them that they were worms, and among other names. And I don't know, I could see that he was disgruntled, and I sort of walked close to him and smiled at him, and he engaged me in conversation. I mean, ultimately that's what he was searching for, I feel, and that's why he, the lack of interaction and the lack of engagement sort of made him feel very negative, and so he took it out on everybody that was walking past. So I sort of stopped and I said, "Hello, how are you?" And he started talking about everybody that was going past, and he was talking about how they're ungrateful and unhappy with what they've got when really they have a lot. And then also went on to talk about them in a negative context, calling them worms and saying a few other things which I guess you would generally associate with someone who wasn't quite 100% aware of where they were, and 100% aware of what they were, and 100% aware of the way in which they were interacting with the world. Might seem semi-psychotic, some of the things that he said, very off-center. When he was talking about that, I listened, and I stopped him, and I said something along the lines of, "You're right to say that they're programmed," and that is what he said, "they're programmed to be this way." And I said, but talking about them in that way, in that context, in that negative frame of mind, is not the answer. That is programming in and of itself. It's exactly the same as what they're doing. And by talking this way, we're just perpetuating the same problem. What we should be telling all of these people who are walking past and who have frowns on their face, despite the fact that they have so much, is that they're beautiful, is that they're amazing, is that they're extraordinary, is that they're powerful individuals who can make a difference. Just like you are. And it's up to people like us who understand what's going on and understand the programming that seems to just perpetuate itself throughout our society, throughout our human race. It's up to us to change it. And like a gentleman named Richard Rohr says, the best way to oppose the bad is to practice the good. So being negative towards negativity is not the answer. The best answer is to just don't talk about the negative and just focus on the positive. Focus on the positive in every single way that we can. Because positivity and negativity are always there. No matter what, they're always there. But our consciousness is only so broad, and we can only focus our consciousness on a certain portion of reality at any one time. And where our consciousness goes, energy flows. So if we focus our consciousness on positivity, that's what comes into our lives. If we focus our consciousness on negativity, that is what comes into our lives. There is negativity in positivity, and positivity in negativity. And it's all down to perception. So we have to take this consciousness that we are, and find a way, any way, your way, to be able to focus it on the positive. Because it's always there in everything. Everything that we do, everything that we see. And it's our minds, our human minds, that seem to create negativity, seem to create fear. They seem to create these feelings inside of us that are out of line with truth. It seems to me that the only truth is love, and that the only truth is positivity, and that's why we all want to be there. That's why with certain aspects of life, there's ebbs and flows, and we can accept them. But ultimately, the acceptance, when we go through life, when we accept things, the ebbs and flows of life, we sit in a space of positivity, and that's because the positivity is real, the positivity is truth, the positivity is how it's meant to be. The negativity is created by our minds. And so it's a lie that we tell ourselves. But we can get out of that. We can get out of it, but there's no one who can tell you the answer. You are the only one that can tell yourself the answer, and it's just a matter of reflecting inside of ourselves and feeling what is right for us. And there's no worshipping of gods, there's no worshipping of gurus that's going to save us from our own mind. We have to free ourselves, and we have to find a way. We have to find a way to open up. We have to find a way to become empowered. We have to find a way to love. And it's not just certain aspects of life that we can love, that we can feel empowered within. It's every aspect. We ultimately have to find a way to make everything okay. And there's slow progression. I'm telling you now, though, that there is a way. There is a way. Life can be different. Life can be different, but it only comes when we start listening to ourselves, and when we stop listening to other people so much. We can gain inspiration, we can gain enthusiasm from other people because it's infectious, but the real answers lay within. And what I want you to do as a beautiful, powerful, extraordinary human being is listen to yourself, praise yourself, admire yourself. Because that's the truth. The truth is that you are everything, and that you are extraordinary, and that you are just as good as any single human being on this planet, just as good as anything in creation. And to feel that, feeling is to realize true evolution in your own lifetime. Is to experience a different world that lays inside our current world and always has. You're amazing. Thank you for listening.